Hello everybody, Ty Drago here, and today I'm doing a bit of a different video this time. This is technically going to be an update video to show what I've been doing as of late and what I'm planning to do for most of the year. So let's start off with the big elephant in the room. The fan animation music videos. Yes, I had promised to do free fan animation music videos for the SMG4 stuff. Basically, the Daisy's music video, the Heart of an Artist, and the Showdown Bandit music video. But, about that promise. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to hold off on the Gmod animation stuff because of some issues that happened outside of my animation stuff. Some stuff that I will not get into. But also I have other commitments to another YouTube channel when it came to animating Gmod stuff. So there's that. Don't think of this as me saying I'm canceling my animation projects, cause I am not. I am still planning to do them. It's gonna take a little bit more time to get the cogs and gears turning in my noggin again, and finally getting into animating the music videos. That's why I have been posting mostly Ring Racer stuff. It's the thing to keep you guys occupied for when I'm still working on the Gmod animations. They're simple, they're easy to make, and plus, I really wanted to show how I've been doing my sprite work when it comes to my characters, including some others that are yet to be shown.
More on that later.
Basically, my Gmod stuff is not, scrapped or shelved. I'm just holding off on the projects. So they might not be releasing this year, but they could release next year. So here's to hoping for my Gmod project stuff. And oh my gosh. But apart from that, let's talk about the Ring Racer side of my channel.
Oh brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah, I know they're not doing well. So, funny story actually. I have been getting into making mods for Ring Racers. So far up to the point that I almost made 100 mods on my own. Safe to say that this is more of a passion project, because it actually includes some original characters that I have been drawing throughout the year. So basically like Frono, Hellstorm, Voodoo, Amy Kintato, a tree called Pip, and a bunch more to say the least. I will not get into every single one in this video. If so, it would have been a little bit more longer than I anticipated. But that's beside the point. The point is, I wanted to actually show the progress on certain mods, and what kind of mods I've been making for Ring Racers. So like, different kart types, upcoming characters, including the showcase videos, which I should actually address that. You may have noticed that the first two showcases have been redone, and why the Voodoo one took so long in the first place. So, time for me to bring it up. The previous voice actor for Frederick, Rebelzilla, had cut ties, and I was not at all happy about that. I was completely devastated. But that's the reason why it had to be redone and why the Voodoo one took so long, to the point where I had to scrap the original one and stick with the baseline stuff. So basically like with Drago and Furno, but I had to do with Voodoo as well. I wanted to make a storyline where a random character or villain character challenges the winner of the showcase, which actually leads into a rival battle, where I would actually use the encore version of the racetrack, with some handicaps or specific rules. So, for an example, the Voodoo one would have been a rings-only race, where I would race against Metal Voodoo one-on-one without the help of items. Only the rings that you collect. It would have been a fun video if it weren't for the issue at hand. So, yes, the video was meant to be different. All with like their own separate cutscenes and a rival race thrown in there. But it took so much time off of me, and I've never gotten a chance to draw anything for the cutscenes in particular. Plus, the original voice actor for Frederick had completely ditched me. But I still found a way to have the rival races in those videos in particular, with the whole Smash Bros. A new challenger is approaching kind of ordeal, which made things a lot more easier for me, thank God for that. Now with the whole rivals and showcases thing out of the way, I can now focus on the new kart types that I wanted to show. So first off, we have our normal ring racer, which is the go-kart that I did in the previous showcases in SRB2 Kart. It has the silver accents now to divide the primary color, which can be changed in-game, and a secondary color, which could be the same kind of green that is on the sprite sheet, or I can just change it out for a color so that way you can actually tell the difference between karts, which makes it a lot more easier to differentiate from one of the ones from Team A and one from the Allies. There's also one for Team B, where it's like pure white and it has a golden accent that divides it, which is only for Team B. What can I say? I tried to keep things distinguishable. Next, we have a new version for characters that are paired together, which is going to be called the Double Dasher. So basically, it pays homage to Mario Kart Double Dash, where we have a driver in front and the paired up character on the back, holding onto a handle. And how I did this in game is that I would have the driver on the positions, so like from first to fifth, and it goes down from there, and the person on the back on the map. So it would just give a little bit of homage to Mario Kart Double Dash, obviously. So basically, this kart type is only for characters that are paired together. So, for an example, Gene and Diddy, or the Squid Sisters. Yes, I chose the Squid Sisters to be part of it. But now it's time to show you the newest addition to the lineup of vehicles that I made. And for this, I have chosen a character that actually was made with this new vehicle in mind. And it goes out to a good old friend of mine. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you the Ring Rider. Yep, we're going full on Mario Kart Wii up in here, with the Ring Rider being the motorbike. This is a little bit more technical to make, to say the least, because this was my first time trying to make the Ring Rider into the sprite sheet, which, I gotta admit, it does take a while to make these sprite sheet bases. And yes, the person I had in mind when it came to making the Ring Rider was my good old pal, Nick, from Nick Rick Games, or NRG, whatever you want to prefer to call their YouTube channel, to say the least. He is very fun to work with, really. From when I saw him in his reaction videos and his own Gmod series, he is just very cool to work with. In fact, I actually asked his help to make the Axle mod, which I will be showing later on when it came to these showcases. So yeah, these might not be handed out like candy, to say the least. These are only for characters that are not paired together. So sadly, you're not gonna see Gene and Diddy or the Squid Sisters on the same motorbike, because this was only made for characters that are not paired together. So, sad to say that Gene and Diddy and the Squid Sisters are only going to be on those double dashers. Sorry, guys. So yeah, suffice to say that things are gonna get a little bit more hectic with these Ring Racer Showcase videos. Because now, I'm going to be going nuts with what characters are paired together. Like with characters on the normal Ring Racers, the characters on the Double Dashers, the characters on the Ring Riders, and upcoming characters to be made in the future, which I do plan to actually continue making these mods. But only for the characters that I would expect to see in a kart racer. Speaking of which, I should actually tease one of the categories for these modded characters. The category in general is known as the All-Stars. So basically, well-known characters, like the Squid Sisters. But also, there are two other characters that I have made in the All-Stars category. Those being Wario and Yoshi. Times 9. I made 9 Yoshi! But yes, the All-Stars are going to be well-known characters. In fact, I am actually working on another one soon. Anyways, I do hope you enjoyed this update video for what I'm doing on my YouTube channel. Again, I do want to give a huge thanks to the people who've been helping out making these Ring Racer mods. Seriously, without your guys' help, I would not be making these little Ring Racer mods. And also, a huge thanks to all the people who have subbed to me for the Gmod stuff. Again, I appreciate it very much so. So, until next time, keep dreaming on, everybody. Ciao!